again. Suzanne here, Angel Intuitive and Spiritual Guidance Counselor. Alright, Intuitive Development Series. So, seeing auras, practicing seeing auras, learning to see the aura. Everything has an aura. Everything. In fact, I'm looking at this camera and I can see boop, 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 around there. So, this is a fun one. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like, I actually, I don't even remember when I started seeing auras and seeing lights and colors around people. But I didn't really think that much about it until I read the book, The Celestine Prophecies by Redfield, I believe. And they talk about it in working with plants. They were working with plants and watching their aura and communicating with the plants. And that's how I really realized what I was doing. And then I started tuning in a little bit more with intention. So it's easier at first, or it was for me anyway, working with plants, with trees actually. It's so funny, I'm listening to my voice and I go a lot more. You can tell when I'm tired if I start sounding really southern because it starts coming back. Can't help it, sorry. So there'll be a lot of y'alls and yins and stuff, so what can I say? It's home. So it's best if there's a clear background, right? So there are trees in my neighborhood, these giant ficus trees and big palm trees. And when they're up against, especially when the sky is actually clear, when there's not the chemtrail haze and toxic soot up there, because the natural color of the sky here is almost a periwinkle blue, like a deep periwinkle blue. It's absolutely stunning. Or even better if there's maybe a storm coming through here and then it's kind of a dark indigo. And then you can really see thick aura around the trees because they get excited when there's a storm coming. They actually reach out their energy. Not only do they turn their leaves up, but they actually reach out, which is pretty cool. And then, so start with that. See if you can find a tree that's up against the sky, or that's, has the sky, clear sky for the background. Sometimes if the clouds are there, it kind of throws you off a little bit. If you can't do that, if you can't be outside, like here, it's so freaking hot, but I can look out the window and see the palm trees across the way. You can hold crystals. Oh, I love to see the auras of crystals because they're little beings and they're pretty magical. Or if you have a friend that will work with you, sit against either a black background if you can. Put a sheet or something, or a white door. Like I've got a white door here. I usually do that with the classes. We'll go against a white background or just a solid background. Black or white is usually better in that when you start seeing the auras and the colors, you can see the difference, which is pretty cool. And if it's a little darker, you see the initial outline, the initial aura of the person. Now with plants, they like to light up. And if you're talking to the plant, they're going to... Whoa, back again. That was weird. Sorry. A little glitchy there. My camera wigged out and just kind of shut down. Don't know. See what I mean? Things are weird. And now I'm all lopsided here. Brr. Sorry. Where were we? Talking about auras. Can you see mine turning all freaking weird now after that? Actually, you know what? Let's play with something. Let's see. Since I'm piece and parting things together and there's going to be that weird freaking, glitch in there. Yeah, where was I? Looking at the trees, looking at crystals. Again, if you can have a neutral black background, like a plain background. Let's see what we can do here. Because I got my fancy stuff there. What can I do? Actually, no, you can't really do it here. I should have set up in front of a white door. See what I do? I ramble and I do my thing here. let's try. Shall we try to do it in front of a white door? You know, some people, oops, hello. Some people cannot do online or on pictures. See, I can see auras on TV. I can read people's stuff. Ooh, that's good. Look at that. Lighting ain't great, but oh, pause it. And that's another thing. You can actually pause the video and look and see. See, I'm seeing. Ooh, yeah, there's a little bit of a brain thing popping up. Yeah, so pause this and just kind of look past me with soft gaze. Soft gaze. G-A-Z-E for those. Here we go, back. And back. There's my stuff. There's my stuff. And we come back. See my little mermaid. I like my mermaids. So how was that? You get something if you did pause it. If not, oh well. If you got seasick from me moving the camera around, sorry. But play with that this week. You know, look at everything. Again, hold a rock up against a white background or set a crystal out. And then start practicing with that daily or as often as you can, whether it's people coming through your office or at your home, out in public. I like to watch it in public. You see different kind of things. And then when people's energies merge, like if someone walks by someone and their energies connect or touch, and then you see a shift in the aura. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. So the more you practice, the better you get, and then you'll see the colors. Many of you will probably see the colors right away because it's I don't know, it's just easier for some people than others. But set the intention that you see as much as you can, and play with that. And then if you have someone, a friend that you could practice with, start practicing spreading your aura. So working it out, rising it up, pushing it out, whatever. And don't tell your partner, but one observes the other, and the one being observed pushing their aura out. Don't tell them which way you're doing it. If you're going up, if you're going out, or if you're just setting the intention to push energy in one area, play with it. You know, the more you practice, the better and stronger your abilities get. And it's fun. And it's just fun. But yeah, looking at the tree, look at a tree, and just looking past, looking with a soft gaze, and you'll start to see it. So you look at, like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm focused behind it. So I can actually see the aura around the camera. And again, I can look out at the trees, the few trees that are left across the way, where they killed a bunch of trees to build over here. Anyway, that's a sad story. I won't go there. See, if you're getting good and you can see my aura even with my colorful background, you just saw it go and down. So play with that this week. Start practicing with your aura. See everybody's aura. See your own. Look at your own. Good way to do this. I'm going to do this real quick. It's going to be a long one since I got to piece it together anyway. Good way to practice on yourself. Most people have a plain colored ceiling, usually a white ceiling, in their bedroom. So at night with dim light, or even once your eyes adjust to the darkness, if it's not pitch black, if you can see your hand in the dark against there, hold it up. And again, look at your hand, but put your focus past it, okay? And you'll see your own. What's fun is I like to do this number, put my hands up, and I can see my aura around my fingers, and then bring your hands together and then pull it apart. Try that, see what happens. And if you have a cool experience, put it in the comments. You know, share with others how that works. I will tell you, it's freaking cool. it's very cool and very fun, and a great way to practice. It stimulates the pineal and expands all your abilities because they all work together. Alrighty? So have a beautiful week and play with your aura.